Hello and a warm welcome to this episode of Builder's Knowledge. In this series, I'm trying to explain things that I believe are sometimes a little bit complicated in a little bit of a more easier way, and especially in the way like a builder can understand this. Today, we are going to look at something that is called SDLC. What is an SDLC? SDLC is an acronym for Software Development Lifecycle. The idea of this is that the software development lifecycle will cover all aspects of creating any kind of software. This usually starts with having an idea, planning for it, building it, testing it, deploying it, and later also operate it. This can vary based on the type of software or the type of application that you're trying to build. As an example, if you have a piece of software that is going to end as a web application, you need to do a different type of deployment than you need to do for a mobile application, as an example. The whole process going from the left to the right, so from the plan to the operate phase at the end, is what we are going to call CI and CD. CI in this case means continuous integration. This usually covers all of the pieces around build and test. And then it is continuous deployment, which is the deploy phase that we see in this diagram. Another idea, another picture for kind of the same thing is the DevOps process. The DevOps process is the so-called DevOps 8. This talks about the idea that once you start doing something, so you plan something, you build it, then you test it, then you deploy it, then you need to operate it, and then you will look at it, you will gain continuous feedback, and you will see what you need to change. And then the whole process starts again. And this is where the DevOps 8 and this DevOps process is an implementation of a specific software development lifecycle. There are other situations and other software organizations that do a more waterfall approach for a SDLC process than the DevOps process, but I like this one very much. So how does the SDLC process be in line with the continuous integration and continuous deployment processes? I personally believe that you need to be able to cover all or most of your SDLC process through CI/CD. This means the process of bringing something to production needs to be 100% automated. It needs to be as short as possible before you actually look into starting something again. So the packages that you plan need to be very small, so you are able to deliver value very quick. This was my explanation around what SDLC is. In one of the next series, we are going to look at a CI/CD pipeline, a little bit of a more detailed explanation around what CI and CD is. And we're also going to look at the deployment pipeline reference implementation that AWS has recently announced, which tries to bring some light into CI and CD and tries to bring some best practices and knowledge sharing around that with the community. With that, thank you so much for listening. Looking forward to see you back again soon, and please share your feedback in the comments or reach out to me personally. Thanks a lot.